Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. What am I doing today? Gosh, I just wish I could start something. Yes, I've got firewood and I've got these barns and I can make firewood in these barns, but I'm just gonna gripe a little bit here. I know it's Northeast Ohio and I've lived here almost my entire life, but this is ridiculous. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. We're highs in the 40s again and lows below freezing. Gosh, it's just gotta stop. Because I've got a lot of projects. I've got a whole lot of projects to do. I got so much to start. Oh, goodness gracious. I'll tell you, like concrete work. You know, I want to fix this floor. Oh, I've got a concrete mixer now, and I would love to just start digging this out and pouring in and just fixing this spot. And then there's this whole area here. You guys, you got to picture what this is going to look like. This is my loading dock, but it's crap. I can make it work. But man, it's gonna be so nice. I'm gonna build this out. You just can't even. And then that ramp that I go up and down over there with the tractor, it's ridiculous. Gonna smooth that all the way out. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Then there's this barn over here. So this concrete, you know, this barns, they didn't do a very good job, whatever. But this needs to be cut. I have to cut this concrete here. I have ordered the new garage door, put 50% down on it. Anyway, I have to cut this concrete. I want to put a trench drain in here so that we don't get water running in here. And when the garage door is then installed, I'll pour the concrete up to the bottom of the garage door. It'll be perfect. Then there's this mess over here. The weeds have already started to grow back. You know, this is going to be a concrete block wall. There's just so much to do. Ugh. But let's stop griping and let's actually do something. Oh, I can't express enough how crappy it is out here. The wind, Anyway, take this out. I want to make it better. So I didn't really show detail. Maybe you guys picked this up, but this is how I connect this together. I just used some hose clamps. I didn't want to overcomplicate this whole system. You know, simple is better. So I just took them the way they were and, you know, simple. So I really like this, but I think we can make it even better. Somebody in the comments said something that really is kind of haunting me. They said one of the number one culprits, two things actually, that clog up those culverts are balls, like a basketball, would be just the right size to get in there and mess things up, or like a 5-gallon bucket, you know? So it's an 18-inch hole. And I figure there shouldn't be any holes in this that are bigger than 18 inches. So I want to keep this open on the top, just in case it gets clogged, it'll go over the top. But I want to put some of these back on, and it'll also sturdy this up a little bit. But you can see I'm going to put them across the top. Oh, they're going to reach. Well, that sucks. So who says you can't improve on perfection, right? This is nice. Yeah, I like this a lot. This is gonna work. Something else that's fantastic news. Let me show you this. As I was hogging this dirt out here, I found blue clay. Yeah, so when it comes time to start building a pond, this is a good thing. Just one more thing to add. And I want to tell you right off the bat, I am not taking credit for any of this. You guys, you know who you are. Everybody threw out comments. Everybody had great ideas. You know, this was one of the best ideas because it's so simple. It's so simple. I couldn't find the entrance to the pipe. Well, duh, just put a driveway marker here. You know, I'm gonna put it just about right here, I think. You know, it's not gonna be in the way of anything. It's just fine. Well, let's drive it straight, you know. But the point is, super simple idea solves a problem. And next time, oh gosh, hopefully this works and there isn't a next time. But anyway, if there is a next time and this is flooded, this will be sticking up out of the ground and I'll know exactly where the entrance to the pipe is. Oh, I'm happy with this. I'm very happy with this now. This is done. I know this is a horrible thing to say, but I'm wishing for another rain event, because if I get a big rain, then this will be tested. At some point, this will be tested. I'm not gonna fix anything else about this until I know if this is working or not. But there is something else we need to fix. All right, so we're going to do what we can to fix this junction in the pipe out here that blew a hole in the ground. And you know, that's where the 24-inch concrete culvert, I think, turns into 15-inch double wall plastic culvert. And I know that's not good. I'm not digging out all the 15-inch and replacing it. I bet it's 15-inch all the way down through the fields. I bet after this reduction, it goes to 15-inch everywhere. That's what I'm betting. But for right here, we're gonna at least fix this hole in the ground so that water doesn't blow up through here and, you know, make a hazard. It's cold this morning, and yeah, I started this video off complaining about the weather. I don't know. Why complain about the weather? You can't change it. It's just, I guess it's probably because I'm on prednisone and steroids make you irritable. You know, and I'm need a little closer. So, you know, it's just, it is what it is, right? I hate that saying. It is what it is. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. This morning is very cold. We woke up to 27 degrees, but I'm digging with an excavator. Yep. Don't complain about things when you really don't have anything to complain about. I'm feeling better. That's the number one thing to be happy about. Got your health, man. That's what's best. All right. I wish I had somebody out there to tell me how deep to dig. I have an idea, but I'd really like to be able to see. So I'm going to take a couple scoops and then I'm going to have to jump in and out. Let's just get the topsoil out of the way. Or I should say the sod. Save that for later so I can put it back in place. I can kind of see what I'm doing now. Oh my goodness, I found a big rock. Imagine that. I can't believe there's big rocks. Sarcasm. All right, let's see how deep I need to go here. All right, I'm gonna leave the shovel right there. That might give me a depth indicator. Just gotta scrape a little more off of this. Yeah, really, today's a much better day. There's no wind to speak of right now, which is a huge difference. Even though the temperature's colder, if you don't have that wind, yeah, big difference. And this afternoon, it's gonna be 60, maybe even a little warmer. Wouldn't that be nice? You can dig deep in a hurry with this thing. Let's check it again. All right, I really need to get back this way a bit too. We're getting somewhere though. Stick that like that. Keep that sod. Try and put it back on top. I keep telling my wife, one of these days, we're just gonna live here. But then what'll I do? You run out of projects. Projects make me happy. I like doing stuff, obviously. Duh. Oh, I think we hit the concrete pipe there. Just get this out of the way. And jump out one more time. So what we're doing here is this afternoon when it warms up, I'm gonna get a bag of concrete. I'm gonna put some landscape fabric down over that hole. And I'm gonna take a bag of concrete and just dump it in there. And then cover it back up, and that concrete is gonna seal that up so that it doesn't just make a big divot in the ground for me to break my leg with or drive the mower through. So that's gonna solve that issue. That's the real problem that I see here. There's the excavator. That's how far away we are from that hole. Okay, and right now I'm standing on the property line here where the field meets my property. What I want to do here is I want to find that pipe, dig it up, not dig it up, dig around it, whatever, cut a section out, and I want to install a drain here, right at the property line. What's that going to do? Well, in theory, it's going to allow pressure to come out of the ground instead of trying to shoot up through little cracks and holes. If there's a whole lot of pressure pushing through that 15-inch pipe, as it gets choked down, it'll come there. Now, water might very well shoot out of this drain, and that's fine. Because honestly, you know, as much of a good neighbor as I'm trying to be, this entire problem, and some of you have said this, this entire problem is not entirely my problem. I mean, you've got this surrounding area with all the drainage and everything coming through this property, and it was 100 acres. It was owned by one person at one point, but now I only own 7 of it, okay? And I gotta take care of that 7. So if it shoots out of the ground there and goes out into the field after that, Look, I've done the best I can. I have made a concerted effort. So I feel pretty good about that. And it's not happening today, but that's kind of in my brain. Put a drain here at the property line. So, all right, in the afternoon, we're gonna mix up some cement, concrete, not cement, concrete, and we're gonna fix that. Yes, the day is just turning out absolutely, oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Listen, you go back to the beginning of the video and listen to me, and then, anyway, all right, let's finish this. So we got a bunch of scrap landscape fabric, boom, a couple of bags of Quikrete. I'm gonna do this plastic insert in the bucket here to mix concrete. This is the first time using it. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll just leave one of those links and you can click on it after you're done watching this or whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's just a piece of an IBC tote to line the bucket of my tractor so I can mix concrete in here. Anyway, all right, let's get to work. Oh, I can read the comments already. This is gonna be one of those videos where somebody said, I clicked on this video to see how to do this, and it didn't happen until 17 minutes into the video. Ah, it's my channel. It's just the way it works out, all right? All right, so we just take landscape fabric, and you're gonna put it over your crack, or your seam, or your area in your pipe that you want to fix. Now this is going between a smaller pipe and a larger pipe. So this is just to prevent the concrete from just going down into the pipe and causing bigger problems. I do want to tuck this in some because I want the concrete to kind of form in to where the ribs on this plastic pipe are, you know? So just a little bit there, just enough that my hand can go in. Anyway, that fabric is very important in keeping that concrete from going down into the pipe. Looks to me like I could probably make this bigger. I don't know, there's some modifications that could happen here. Yeah, I definitely want this to end up over top of this because this is gonna try and creep its way into the bucket, which is the whole point of putting this in here. All right, calling that good enough? Now's the best part. So we learned from this. Definitely need a better way of holding that in the bucket. Anyway, whatever. All right, let's backfill. That's pretty good. Yeah, Next time I have the excavator out, I'll probably track it in a little bit better. It's a little bumpy right now, but you know, we'll let that concrete set up under there. This is good. This is gonna be, no water's going in and out of there anymore. Certainly not gonna create a hole that I can break my leg in. Anyway, let's talk about what's coming up. Yeah, this is the part of the video where Sam talks to his subscribers, and those of you who are just clicking on this video and you're not subscribers, well, click on the subscribe button for heaven's sakes, or yeah, whatever. So, the International Firewood Expo in Cortland, Ohio. Yeah, I think I can tell you guys this now. Pretty darn sure I'm gonna be there for Friday, May 2nd. It's May 2nd and 3rd. I'm going Friday, May 2nd. I don't have any kind of display or anything, but I'll be walking around checking everything out and probably trying to interview Joe and, you know, get some shots of everything. You know, just give you a little flavor of what there is if you can't make it. And, you know, one of these years, I'm gonna get a better wood splitter. One of these years. You know, we're getting there. The little county line box store splitter is doing her job. But one of these years, I'm coming to the realization I got to start thinking about that. So I'm going to be looking at that for sure, you know, and I'll bring you any type of things they've got that they're displaying. It's going to be a good time. I'm going to really enjoy it. If you're there and you see me, by all means, come up and say hi, you know. So anyway, that's coming up. The weather, finally, I think this is it. I think this is when the freeze is done. So I think we're going to, you know, get the lawnmower taken care of. I'll make a video on that. There's some things I've got to say to Toro. You'll want to check that out. I'm a little upset about a couple of things with Toro, but that's all in that video. You know, lots of stuff is happening, spring projects, and we'll finally be able to start nailing things down. So plenty of stuff to do. Like I say, the International Firewood Expo, looking forward to that. Plenty. So gotta subscribe, hit the like, and I'll see you next time when I'm doing more stuff.